Welcome to Pashua's Moment with Pastor Charles Kiyaga.
Yes, brethren, praise the Lord. We are back again on our program, the Pashua's Moment. And as always, I'm your servant, Pastor Charles, and I'm standing on your great site called Zion Pashua's Prayer Mountain. This is a mountain where we are doing all this messaging, but where I am requesting and I'm encouraging you to come as often. Whenever you get an opportunity, let this be your second home, that you always come here and you wait upon God. Because that is all that will brand you, all that will make you live beyond your age, beyond your years. You will live, you enter a new generation, you enter another generation where you are not even, just because of the seeking of God. Okay? So, I encourage you. Today is a Friday. Every Friday we spend a night here in prayer. If you have no other reason to pray for, let us come and you are praying, Lord, teach me your ways. Bend my heart towards you. Cause my heart to crave for you, to yearn for you, to long for you. It is an absurdity that I have no craving. I desire all other things besides you, but you can touch me, and you can cause me to be like other people, like Abraham. How dare did Abraham love you? But me, you are like a stranger to me, just because I've been drifted away. But I want to be brought back in the proper line. And God will begin to tilt your heart towards Him. So I encourage you, come and join us tonight, and we'll continue to cry to God that God will cause our hearts to lean towards Him. So yesterday, we saw how God was telling Abraham what will happen 400 years after he's dead. Know for sure, your children will be strangers in a foreign land for 400 years. I tell you, much as Abraham was not part of that, was not there in the foreign land. He was almost there, because God had already talked to him about it. And when it all happened, it was an affirmation, it was a confirmation of God's faithfulness. Many of us, even today, what you're going through, you don't know. You don't know why it is happening the way nothing just happens. What happens today could have been as a result of something that happened 20, 30, 50, 100 years ago, before you were even there. And God pronounced and said X and Y will happen to your descendants. You think God only dealt with Abraham? All of us were created by the same God. Abraham had a preview of what will happen just because he dedicated himself to seek God. So what happens to us now is not by coincidence. There is a track of everything. Everything is being tracked. There is a tracking that has been happening through the generations, because you have not just begun to exist today. There are generations that came before you, and what they did in their day has got a bearing on you. What you do today has got a bearing on your generations that will come after you. If you choose to walk God's way, you are charting a better journey for them. But because our generations, our fathers and great grandparents never knew God, they worshipped other gods. Some of us are going through horrors, through troubles because of what they did. But when we cry to God, God is gracious. Those things can change. But you can pray to God that your generations, descendants that will come after you, will not go through the things that you go through. Then verses 15, that is Genesis 15:15, he says, now as for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace, and you shall be buried at a good old age. See how God winds up Abraham's life. He tells him what will happen 400 years after he's gone. But he says, but as for you, you shall go to your fathers in peace. So, meaning, as you pray, the prayer does not only benefit your generations that will come after you. I know some of us are very selfish. Will I be there? They will suffer their own thing. How can you say that? Your seed? How can you be that far heartless that you have no compassion for your seed that will come after you? Eh? But he says, it will not only benefit them, but he says, but as for you, you will go to your fathers in peace. How many of us don't want to go to rest in peace? Many times they scoff us by saying, rest in peace. Which peace? When you have died in evil, when you are going for judgment and they scoff you, they say, rest in peace. Which peace? The peace you rest in, you work for it now by seeking God. It is only God who has that prerogative to say, you rest in peace. The rest of us, we just say it as a jargon, rest in peace. Which peace? If you didn't work for that peace, there is no peace. Nobody should deceive you. Rest in peace. Rest in peace because you sought God. God now speaks to Abraham, you will rest, you go to your fathers in peace, and you'll be buried in a good old age. In a good old age. How many of us don't want to rest in peace and die at a good old age? Resting in peace. Please, rest in peace doesn't come after somebody died. That word, you will rest in peace, should be spoken to you while you're still living, because you have worked for it, and you work for it while you seek God. God bless you, even as you join us tonight, as we chart our way to seek God, so that we can rest in peace, and we can chart a better future for our generations to come. God bless you.
Eyo yebadde Pursuers Moment ng'ekutusiddwako essomero lya
Pursuers Junior School erisangibwa mu Butambala ku kkubo lya Mpigi Gombe. Kati wulira enkizo eriwo singa otwala omwana wo ku Pursuers Junior School. Interviews za bwereere. Essomero liyimiridde ku musingi ogutya Katonda ate ng'omwana agonjulwa bakugu. Tutumbula ebitone eby'enjawulo mu mwana. Tulina amazzi amayonjo ku ssomero ate ng'omwana bw'asomera ne weyeebaka abanga mukungu. Endya y'abayizi nnungi byansusso anti emmere tugirimira nga ne faamu y'ente weeri ku ssomero. Tulina emmotoka ezitambuza abaana. Pursuers Junior School e Butambala tusomesa abaana okuva mu baby class okutuuka ku kibiina ekyomusanvu mu ddene boarding. Okumanya ebisingawo 0772 41 98 4 ne 0702 36 41 64. Pursuers Junior School Butambala, in pursuit of knowledge.